Hey everyone, Kendall here, giving you the steps to how to have the best trip to a city ever. So step 1 is to choose your preferred mode of transportation into the city. This can be quite tricky depending on how far you live. You may be tempted to drive in order to save money. While this is an option, make sure you recognize the additional costs of gas, parking, and the time it takes to get through city traffic. My transportation of choice was via plane because of the distance and time I save by flying instead of driving. Step 2 is to find a place to stay. Make sure you have a place to stay at night. This might seem basic, however, it's important. My home happens to be somewhere outside the city, but if you have the funds to stay in a hotel somewhere in the city, this really does add to the experience. Step number 3 is to check out the city as soon as you get there. Walking around and doing some research online is the best way to know what might be in store for your trip. I also suggest finding a way to see the whole city from a distance. If there is a bridge or lookout, those are great ways to see what you might want to do. And if you're in the suburbs like me, you don't get to see this view often, so you might as well take it in while you can. Step number 4 is public transportation. This is the best way to get around because it is for the cheapest and you get to see a large area of the whole city that you won't necessarily get to see if you're just walking. Pro tip is to use the subway and the bus system in order to see all the city has to offer. Step number 5 is to check out the culture. Being immersed in the culture of the city you are visiting is the best way to make use of your time. Find some museums, concerts, showings, events, special restaurants, and more. You might want to check out things that you can't experience back home. I personally love getting a fair dose of art, museums, dancing, and music throughout my city trip. This way you're able to experience a wide range of what the city has to offer. Step 7 is the food. This is so critical for your trip, not only for survival, but the best experience in the city. Make sure you do your research around this. No chains like Starbucks. You want to find those local coffee shops, cafes, restaurants, and hotspots that are unique to your destination. In my opinion, the best place to surge on your city trip is on the food. Also, remember, your phone eats first. Really enjoy all the food that the city has to offer, and this includes desserts, vegan restaurants, fancy restaurants, pizza. It's all there for you to enjoy, and don't be afraid to spend that money here. Step number 7 is shopping. What can I say? I love shopping. It is always a good idea to check out what kind of stores and shopping venues your site might offer. It counts as souvenirs too, so enough said. Step number 8 is to take a lot of pictures. This should go unsaid, but taking pictures allows you to remember all the details of the trip, and the pictures will serve as your memories in the future so that you're able to look back on all the things that you did and have a documentation of the fun times that you had. Step number 9 is to finally leave and return back to the comfort of your own bed. Cities are great and all, but in my opinion, cities are only meant to be enjoyed for a week. Get back on that plane, train, or car and head on home because you just had the best trip to a city ever. Thank you guys so much for watching.